Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me. Now, we wanted the Prem to return all summer. I mean, we saw a great World Cup for maybe not quality, but for entertainment. You guys know I was stuck with numerous international youth tournaments. So there was a lot of football, but nothing quite matches the Premier League and the excitement, regardless of what team you support. So I might as well review the Premier League, obviously with a bias towards the top six. I know Arsenal might slip out of it, but we're still part of that top six, trying to get top four. So naturally, my bias is going to go towards that, mainly what we're doing, what the people around us are getting on. So let's crack on. Before I actually get into that, I'd like to comment on Wolves. Not Wolves, sorry. In fact, Wolves. Let's start with Wolves. I feel Wolves have had a good start. They've got a good manager. They've got a good point against Manchester City. I've been impressed with them, and it's early days, but they might be able to stay in the league. And I actually want Wolves to stay in the league. I meant to say Watford. Watford. I don't feel. Obviously, you can't draw too many conclusions at the end of the day because it's only August. I mean, when Chelsea won the league, I'm so sure at this point when they won that league under Conte, they lost all these games. So for better or worse, good or bad, you can't draw too many conclusions for sides apart from Cardiff going down. I'm trying to call that one from now. But Watford, considering they sold their star man in Richarlison and all of them sort of things there, 3 wins from 3, I believe, playing good football, they done their thing. On the other end of the scale, similar to a couple other clubs, West Ham spent a lot of money, brought in some big names or relatively decent names, and they flattered to deceive and whatnot. So they need to fix up. I've been impressed with Fulham. I wouldn't, you know what, the word impress is big, but I like what I've seen from Fulham in it. Probably need to fix up and go up several gears to stay in the league. But yeah, now specific to the top six, sorry, we might as well try some report cards. Let me start from the bottom. The bottom, not the bottom in the league, but the bottom in my list. No surprises, Spurs are going to be there. So Spurs, I'd give them an A purely because there was a lot of speculation. They've been playing well for a couple of years now. Everybody knows they probably need a couple more signings or a couple whatever just to kick on to that level and things like that. Spurs fans know what I'm getting at more than I do. But considering no new players come in, they held on to their players regardless if they wanted to be here or not. They won 3 games, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. I mean, even Harry Kane scored in August. Spurs might win the league now, isn't it? So, yeah, big win at Old Trafford. I mean, I don't think too many big sides have done that in a while. I probably need to go back 2014, the last time Spurs did it. 2006, the last time Arsenal did it. So I'm a bit jealous of Spurs fans in that department. But they've done their thing. I mean, Lucas Moura turned up against United. You know, people probably run that, it's like a new signing business. And they've got Son to come back and things like that. Obviously, the Fulham game was a bit dodgy and they probably should have played better, but they got the win. Newcastle's a tricky away game for everybody, especially Spurs and Arsenal. They got the win. United away, people, that's a game that makes the season, that makes you get in the top 4 or win leagues or defines you and things like that, and games we will live for. They won that, so 3 wins from 3. You have to give Tottenham Hotspur an A. United, similar to Arsenal, we'll get on to Arsenal. If I was a United fan, I'd give the season so far an F, but I'd give it a D, purely because they've got 1 win. 2 defeats, should be beating Brighton. Made hard work of it against Leicester. Was still in the game at halftime against Spurs and then messed it up. It's all a pattern. There was a circus around the pre-season and all these things with United, specifically to Jose and things like that. The circus has continued even after the game against Spurs, where he's walked out the press conference, struggled to get players in, specifically defenders, and they're paying for it. And he's still saying he doesn't know his best back line, similar to the nonsense you hear Arsenal, and you see that exact same thing in Arsenal, in that you do not know their best back line. Even if I look beyond the surface, of like us against West Ham, if you look beyond the surface, Leicester probably decided to walk away, to walk away with something at Old Trafford because United weren't playing the best football. The big thing of their new season was to play fluid football. They solid foundation, finished second. A big part of that was the ability to keep clean sheets, marry the clean sheets and all of these things with enabling the players to express themselves technically. It's still early, but it hasn't happened. So it's an F from me if I was a United fan, but I'll give it a D from a non-biased point of view. Liverpool, I'll give it an A. 3 wins from 3. I do think they can go up several gears, but they've been taking care of business. I mean, they blitzed West Ham. Probably could have done a bit better against Brighton, held on. I felt they were a bit sloppy against Palace, but 3 wins from 3. I'll give it an A like Spurs. Manchester City, personally, people, I'll give it a B, purely because they dropped points against Wolves. I want to give massive respects to Wolves because that's a big point, especially the champions going to their place so early in the season. So I don't want to focus on, in that particular game, I felt Sergio was poor, bare food and drink finishes, considering he scored a hat-trick the week before. He was failing to convert. Company was stressed out. I don't think Mendy had the best of games. It wasn't a good game for Manchester City, but it happens, innit? It happens. So that's the only reason I mark it down, because they probably thought we could take 9 points from 9, especially after beating us, and they've got 7 from 9. It's not the end of the world. In fact, that's actually a good return, but I give it a B, to be fair. Obviously, they blitzed past Huddersfield as well. That was a lovely game to watch, but yeah, they're expected to do that. So I give them a B. They're still in amongst the pack, but it's not quite an A, is it? I'll give Chelsea an A as well, purely because on the flip side of it, you can say Arsenal, we need time, we got a new manager, we got this, we got that. The same things apply to Chelsea, and they get an A. 3 wins from 3. They beat us. That's a big game, regardless of what you think about Arsenal. They beat us. They handled, was it Huddersfield? I keep saying people are playing Huddersfield. Their first game of the season, I watched it, but they won it, innit? And then obviously they won the week after. They're playing good football. For me, I'm jealous. Chelsea are playing good football. I'm sour, people. I was watching the game against Newcastle. Yeah, they were a bit lucky and decisions went their way. And if you're honest, Chelsea weren't at it like they could be. But these are the games you went to walk away with. Like Spurs and Chelsea found it tough away to Newcastle and walked away with something. Hopefully Arsenal do that as well. They're playing good football. Yeah, there's problems, probably issues defensively and defending that needs to be sorted out. For me, they're doing exactly what Arsenal is doing, in the sense that they could cross a bit more. People are waiting too long to cross or trying to be too precise, but it's a new manager, it's a new league, couple new players. Kovacic is a baller, so is Jorginho. All of these things, to get 3 wins from 9 points, you've done what's required, and now you move into February and try to keep that same confidence and winning mentality up. So it's an A from me for them as well. So I've said Liverpool, I've said City, I've said United, I've said Spurs. Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Spurs. I'm missing someone else. It's us. It's only us left, innit? I've said everybody else. I've said Liverpool, United, City, Chelsea, Spurs. Yeah, I've done that all. Finally is Arsenal. From my humble point of view, we're all allowed an opinion. I give it an F. That's not me overreacting and things, but it's just an F from me. I give it a D, similar to United, because from an Arsenal fan's point of view, yeah, Chelsea and City we'd probably expect to walk away with nothing. But there were some positives to take away, but them positives are outweighed by the negatives. Probably taking Unai Emery's tactics a bit too literal in that sense, and taking them literally and not having a bit street smartness to change it with the players. The players I'm talking about. City, we respected City too much and our heads dropped once we let in a goal, and then we tried. Chelsea, I believe we respected them a bit too much as well, but it was a bit different because we were having joy going forward. We just weren't taking our chances. We had to come from behind against West Ham as well. We can't forget, fantastic to win that game, but three games, there's not really been a perfect performance. We found ourselves in losing positions at all times. From an Arsenal fan's point of view, top 6 games against the top 6 makes and breaks this season in regards to getting top 4. 2 chances, we did not win that. Away from home so far, we've had one opportunity, one test, and it hasn't happened for us. Yeah, I like to see how it's looking like we can be dangerous in a counter-attacking sense. We're trying to defend a bit better, and it's a slow burner and a slow fix in that sense. But the cold-hearted facts is three games, 1 win, 2 defeats, and we've conceded a bag of goals. Like what? City put in 3, I believe, or did City beat us by 2? City beat us by 2. I'm so sure Chelsea scored 3. That's about 5. West Ham scored the next thing, so that's about 6 or 7 goals at some point from 3 games. So if I'm saying clean sheets, if I'm saying top 6, if games against the top 6, clean sheets, defensively, and game management, yeah, it's still early and I'm being a bit harsh, but these are the negatives I'm looking at, people. So yeah, there's not really, probably Monreal, but there's not probably one player that you can say is playing to their optimum as well. So it's still early days. We had a tough start and all of that, but I'll give it a D because you managed to win it. But similar to United, if you're a United and Arsenal fan, you can see the similarities. Jose says he doesn't know his best back 4. You can look at the Arsenal side and probably say Monreal's the only one that probably starts right about now. So if I'm an Arsenal or United fan, I'm a bit stressed at the moment. But if I'm a fan of the other clubs, it's happy days. Spurs, you're laughing. City, you're laughing. But you got a target on your backs. Liverpool, especially Liverpool as well, considering the money they spent, they've handled their business as well. So them four teams are laughing, and at this moment in time, it's looking like Arsenal and United are going to miss out, and Arsenal and United fans banter each other constantly. I mean, it's sad how much our clubs are falling off, really and truly, but it is what it is, man. Guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out.